Welcome back to CAA Today. I'm going to be recording this one by myself because, um, people are busy. This is the Week 11 show. And real quick, the Week 11 review. The Battle of Appomattox has officially concluded. The South won its first ever War Cannon Trophy, taking a wire-to-wire victory after leading 4-2 in games against the North after the first week, and then finishing 3-3 in the games during weeks 10 and 11. The trophy will be traveling from Youngstown, Ohio, which was the CAA North champion last season, to Richmond, Virginia, which clinched the CAA South this week and will remain there until next season's War Cannon win is decided. So overall, there were some pretty interesting games this week. So let's get right into those. The first one was Delaware at Morgan State, and this game went the way that not many expected. Many people were expecting this game to be a blowout in Delaware's favor, but in fact, it was the other way around, as Morgan State didn't blow out Delaware, but did beat them by a solid 8 points. 21 points in the second quarter for Morgan State really put them ahead and kind of put the game to bed there, and they were able to hold off any Delaware advances. Next up, we had Duquesne at VMI. VMI at Duquesne. And I think that VMI really showed how solid of a coach they are here with a win against a returning Val, who we're very glad to have back after this week. And Val played a very, very good game and, in fact, led all the way until the fourth quarter when VMI scored a touchdown. That put them over the top 35-31. Next game we had here was Richmond at Towson. And Mr. D has kept it close all season. But in the fourth quarter in this game, he just collapsed. He was leading 24-15, and the final score was 31-37 in Richmond's favor, as Zand clinched the CAA South with this game, winning 37-31. Also clinched the Battle for Appomattox trophy with that game. Next game we had was Robert Morris versus James Madison. Lancer was able to put away Robert Morris pretty soundly. It was seven points in the first quarter, 14 in the second, and then zeros the rest of the way out. Final score was 21-3 for Robert Morris, for James Madison winning that game. And finally, not finally, but the next game was Youngstown State and William & Mary. I think this game delayed gamed out pretty quickly. Youngstown State had a 7-0 win, but the game was not finished. And finally, our game of the week, the Commissioners' battle between Villanova and Delaware State. Delaware State jumped out to an early 13-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. Villanova fought back and tied it 13-all at the end of the third, and then a field goal in the fourth, and then traded touchdowns. So the final score was Villanova 23, Delaware State 20. So a good game for Villanova as they claim bragging rights over fellow conference commissioner in Delaware State. What I got wrong, so I missed Morgan State. I missed Delaware State. Those are the two that I missed. Keep moving along. My contender and pretender for this week. My contender is Bryant. At one point in the season, Bryant was 2-4, and now they're 7-4, and they're making a late push to be ranked after 5 straight wins. And my pretender was Columbia. They lost to a very, very poor Cornell team, and they're effectively knocked out of hopes of a conference championship game. We got the Week 12 preview here. First game, James Madison at Delaware State. I think James Madison, myself, will be able to come back and dispatch of a sliding Delaware State. Next up, Duquesne at Villanova. I'm trusting in the conference commissioner here, who just beat his fellow conference commissioner to win this one and secure the spot in the conference championship game. Robert Morris at Morgan State. I think Morgan State pulls away with this one after beating Delaware. VMI at William & Mary at VMI. I think VMI wins pretty soundly. And Youngstown State at Towson. And I think it's going to be close, but I think Youngstown State prevails. Mr. D just had a rep go at things as a coach right now. And the game of the week for Week 12 is going to be Delaware at Richmond. The former CAA South champ playing against the new CAA South champ. And as much as I would have liked Richmond to win, I think Delaware winning is going to happen here, as I think Richmond will coast in this game. So now on to our Week 11 listener topics. Rice says, "What is CAA Today's stance on mushrooms on pizza?" I'm gonna say I'm not opposed to it. I wouldn't prefer it, but like if they're on the pizza, I'm not gonna take them off. Like they're okay. Next up, we have Josh saying, "How many teams are the Ivy sending to the playoffs after the craziness in Week 11?" I'm gonna stick with my original thought, and I'm gonna say two. I think both the people in the conference championship game will make it, and I think that the conference winner, obviously Penn, is gonna go. I think that would have been an at-large bid if they lose. Uh, Playoff thoughts from Charleston Southern. I like the playoff. That's all I can say about it. You know, if the playoff doesn't have me, I still like it. If it does have me, I still like it. Um, I think the number one seed. I think the number 1 through 10 seeds are pretty set in stone, but from there it gets kind of crazy. And then finally, two questions from Western Illinois. First one is conference power rankings. This is an interesting one. Usually we always have the ASUN at the top, but right now my number one conference is Missouri Valley. And then next up, obviously the Ivy is second. I'm gonna throw Delta at third, followed by the Colonial. And then we're gonna go CFC at 5. ASUN 6, America East 7, Big Sky 8, and then MAC 9 and Southland 10. I think those are the rankings, how I'm going to rank these conferences. And then conference winner favorites. I'll just run down alphabetical order. America East, I think New Hampshire wins this one. ASUN, I'm going to go with Campbell, obviously. Actually, no, sorry. No, not Campbell. Not Campbell. That's false. I'm going to go with East Tennessee State, because I believe they will win their Week 12 game. Big Sky, I'm going to go Eastern Washington, obviously. CFC, Charleston Southern, sitting pretty. Colonial, I think Richmond will win. Delta, obviously Jackson State, undefeated, 11-0. Ivy, I'm going to go with Penn. I think they pull away and make the conference championship game and win. And then in the Mid-Atlantic, I'm going to go Norfolk State. They're the only team that's been consistently ranked. Missouri Valley, I'm going to go with Western Illinois. And then Southland, I'm going to go with Southern, who has quietly stormed ahead of McNeese State. And McNeese needs a win in Week 12, as well as needs some help from other teams here to secure a spot in the conference championship game. And so I'm going to pick Southern as my Southland winner. But obviously, there's still a Week 12 to be played. And that's going to be a wrap. Pretty short episode. Obviously, just me hosting this one. A nice little 10-minute episode for you to listen to. That'll be it. Thank you very much.